And then so I was drinking all the mead, and it spilled everywhere, and then all the hornets came at me! Get off my face!
When did you start drinking this morning?
Not
no.
soon enough.
Yes. Happy Friday, everybody. It's your weekly Rift stream. We got some cool people to get on the stream with today, including Captain Christa over here and Salvatrix over here. And of course, I'm your host, Yaviey, your community manager for Rift. So we have an exciting Rift stream today. Most notably, we're doing Hellbug stuff, as you can tell by what's on Captain Cursor's head. And we'll actually be in-game today on Prime, going through some rifts. Hopefully we'll get some Hellbug spawns here pretty soon.
Except Allsbeth the Discordant has stolen our thunder by having the Free March Zone event running, so we're going to have to complete that first.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but he's in game, and so you should be able to join him. I believe you're on North American. Well,
I'm on Prime.
Prime, so yes. Very cool. And then we have a few bits of business to get through before we go in game officially, but you can join him. He's in Elium Fields right now. There are a couple people there too. So first off, Challenge 4 winners. We did announce the winners earlier this week. And in case you're wondering who those winners were, for the Planar Protector, Siofel, I think I pronounced that correctly, won that one. Primus, there weren't any winners, unfortunately, although we are still looking into, because someone did mention that that they thought that they had won, so we are still taking a look at that. And we'll update you if there are, in fact, winners that we didn't catch. And for Prime Artisan, we had a ton of participation, so we actually did 5 more winners than we had anticipated. So the first 5 that got the Prime Artisan Challenge were Aquilin, Mert, Serenity, Kenneth, and Netchi. And then the random 5 that were chosen, in addition to that, were Avatuni, Nuseum, Genetrix, Okina, and Rad. So congratulations. For the Challenge 4, those winners got titles, prefix titles. One was the Planar Protector title, and the other was the Prime Artisan title. So congratulations for that. Also, for people asking where the red couch is, we moved it out to try to give us a little bit more space in the background, because we were like literally crowded up against each other. So we're just trying to try this out and see how that works. And so Challenge 5 was also announced earlier this week as well. So definitely feel free to participate in that. We actually have an extra reward that Salvatrix put together for that. So in addition to the titles, everyone will also win a cupcake portrait frame, which I think is really cool. So for that, that runs until Friday, August 24th at 11:59 p.m. So be sure to participate in that on Prime. There are 3 different challenges again. The first one is to kill 10 Ember Isle rare mobs. And for that, there'll be 10 random winners who complete that. And they will get the cupcake portrait frame in addition to the extinguisher prefix title. Then the other challenge is to complete both upper and lower Caduceus, thank you. Rise dungeon, and then 10 random winners who finish that will get both the cupcake portrait frame, as well as the lofty prefix title. And then the last one is to advance to Tier 1 in Planar Attunement on Prime. And then the winner there, or the 10 winners there, will get a cupcake portrait badge and the Planar Professional prefix title. So definitely be sure to participate, just because it's usually stuff you're already doing anyways, so it's great to just get the little extra bonuses that you can on top of that. And the other thing that we wanted to mention was that Summerfest was extended for another week. It was originally going to end on Thursday of yesterday, basically, but we did extend it out another week thanks to Salvatrix. So thank you for doing that, because I know we had some server hiccups and had to do extra downtimes, and I'm sure everyone appreciated getting a little bit of extra time to get in their quests and get all the goodies from that.
Where is this planar capacitor?
I don't know.
Don't you work on this game?
Yeah, shouldn't you?
I played the Guardians for the early parts of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So next up, besides the Summerfest extension is another Summerfest news item. We did want to remind you to also participate in Kalari Cuddle's Elspeth Beach Party Dimension Contest. That one actually ends August 5th, so there's not too much time left, but if you have a dimension that you think fits with that, check out the forums because actually next week's live stream we will be going over the winners live on the live stream with Kalari, so that should be pretty fun.
Do you get to slay Elspeth as a reward for winning?
No. We're making it kind of cool. It's like a gothic Summerfest type thing.
You get to drown Elspeth in the waves and run over her with your surfboard.
No, I think the idea is that this would be something she might enjoy. You know, we got to do things a little different sometimes.
Aye. Embracing the path of evil.
She's a person too, kind of.
No, she is undead.
That's kind of a
Must be
person.
slain.
I think somebody's a bit partial to Shyla.
Gosh. Okay, next up, the Call to Action Hellbug event is going on right now. Could you switch it to the in-game mode, please?
And then we'll see what Elspeth has done to the free march area.
Yeah, it's a little dreary right now. It's
Yes,
kinda like,
and we can't run a Hellbug event until we defeat her.
have you tried getting good?
The entire server needs to get good, and I assure you, they are.
Okay. So the idea is for the Hellbug event is we've been looking to run some of these smaller type events where we can sort of schedule them as we want and like have little themes that go with them. And maybe Salvatrix or Captain Christa could give more feedback as far as like the lore in this particular one and why we're doing the Hellbug themed one. Although even though we are technically watching an Elspeth themed one right now.
I blame Defiance. I mean the Defiance.
Yes.
So the lore would all be Captain Cursor. The reason, of course, is that we did the Hellbug one first is because of the Defiance relaunch. So we wanted to kind of support our teammates over there on that. As far as the ongoing themes of the events, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Players have been asking for a while if we could bring back the promotional events like Unicornalia and Budgie Madness and all of those. And it was something I've been really wanting to do, but they needed some revamp since we don't do the lock boxes anymore, which were the primary connection with those. They needed some revamp. And I've also been wanting to bring back the Mayhem weekends, the Mayhem and Mythosia weekends people had asked about for a while. So when this opportunity to work on the Hellbug thing came up and I was tasked to do the itemization, I kind of went home and feature creeped it a lot.
Okay.
And came back the next day with, here's all the stuff I want to do. I want to take this, use this as a template, and let's bring back all the events. And then start making more from there.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty exciting, and we do have some questions later on that players asked about, like future events and things like that. So we'll get into that.
Imagine any creature that you might want to slay, and maybe one day if we have time, we'll have that.
Squirrels? Squirrel weekend?
Do
Aye.
you have to slay the squirrels to do that?
Oh, you don't have to. You will want to.
But squirrels are nice.
Oh, not these squirrels.
Oh. Okay. Okay. That seems fine. So how do players participate in these events, these Rift events and the call to actions?
Call to action. You answer the call to action like any hero. You go out and you slay the foes. You get some kind of token of currency, and then you take it back and get your just reward.
For each of the call to actions, there will be 2 daily quests that they can do every day to get the currency. There's also a small chance of getting the currency from completing zone events, but the primary thing is doing the dailies. And also then, during calls to action, any zones that have the call to action active in it For the Hellbug one, it's most of the Mythosian zones. For other calls to action, it might be only a handful of zones. But when you participate in those zone events, you also get access to special loot tables with special rewards, including for the people who are playing on live. There are 3 mounts that have never been on live before, 2 of the Raptor skins and 1 of the Tartagon skins. This is the first and only way to acquire them on the live shards.
Okay.
But there's lots of other rewards as well, and then the supplemental rewards will be themed according to each event. So for the Hellbug one, you of course can get special Hellbug rewards from closing Hellbug rifts and participating in Hellbug zone events. And the items that you can acquire from the vendor will vary from each event. So right now, if you go to the vendor, you see only the Hellbug related event items, including some new Dimension items. And when it's time for, say, Budgie Madness, you'll see all the Budgie themed things, and if it's Mech Week, you'll see Mech themed things, and so on.
Okay. And can you go over a bit about the currency as well?
So yes, we introduced a new currency called Chaos Motes. I know people are curious about all the old promotional currencies they had. We will really soon be converting all of those currencies over to Chaos Motes with no loss of currency, so the conversion rate will be 1-to-1, and it'll just be one unified currency for all of the call to actions.
Awesome.
So you can save them up over time. I know people were also concerned, like, how frequently will these events come back? Because of course, some of the most desirable items, like the mounts, are fairly expensive.
Yep.
The goal is to create a whole stable of these events so that we can get to a cadence where we're basically running a call to action every other weekend or so.
Nice.
So we want them to be frequent. We want people to have things to look forward to do on the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll be great, actually. All right. And can you give any hints at, what might be next for future call to actions, or like time frame?
The Hellbug one will probably be rewriting again soon, probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Thank you.
After that, I know the next one we want to get set up and implemented is a Mech Week.
Robots!
As far as I have a schedule beyond that, but it's a little bit,
Yeah,
I
that's
think,
fine.
too far ahead to speak to as far as which ones will then be after mechs. But mechs are definitely what we want, and we've already
Birds!
come up with some ideas for themes that haven't been previous promo events. Like, I know at some point we'll do a Skelf Week that's totally not shark related.
Totally not.
That's awesome. I like that idea a lot. All right, I'm going to switch over to player questions while Captain Cursor is still in game and doing some
And in
riffs.
character.
I mean, in character. Or, Atrophinious, I mean.
Well, I'll
Yes,
ask one quick question. For Sparkling, with Grim Remembrance, yes, Grim Remembrance will be back. The goal is that will join the other major world events as far as an annual thing. We don't know what time of year it's going to be yet. We have an idea of when we want, but we're not ready to commit to that yet. It will not normally overlap with Summerfest. That was just special this time because of it preceding the release of the Elspeth raid in Prime.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'm going to jump into some player questions that I got from the forums and Steam. So thank you guys for those questions. I did want to preface this with the little note that I also put on the forums right before I jumped into the live stream here, which is that we weren't able to answer all of them, and that's a lot of the reason for that is that we don't have Amory and/or Arconyx here today, so they are more able to speak to sort of the future of Rift in terms of expansion, future content, stuff like that. So these questions that I curated were mostly stuff that either Salvatrix or Captain Cursor can answer. So we will try to get another live stream going where we've got those two on so that they can answer some more of that stuff. And we will be at Gamescom later this month to also reveal some new stuff too. So there'll be that. So look forward.
Speaking, for anyone who's going to be at Gamescom, I will be there too. So it'll be my first time actually at a convention representing Trion.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So the first question will be, or is from Rip, which you actually already answered, but just to reiterate again, how often will call to action events be run? So the idea that I believe I understood from you is that the hope is that eventually they'll be like an every other week kind of thing.
Yep, basically.
Yeah, right now we're still getting them started, so it won't be like that yet. To answer Sono Mania, we will not be at PAX West this year, but definitely the next big event we will be at is Gamescom. And then Rip also asked what is happening with the old promo event currencies, which you also answered, which is that they will be converted to a 1-to-1 to become chaos modes.
Yeah, yes, to add on to that, since somebody asked when, if it would happen during the event this weekend, no, it won't happen this weekend because it needs to happen with a patch release, because we need to run a script when we update the servers. So not with this cycle, but probably before the Hellbug event runs again soon.
Okay, awesome. And we'll obviously send more info out as soon as we know more, so you guys can have some time to prep for that. Let's see. Mizuki Ayu asks, will there be any action to combat the problem with players who don't mentor properly in these rifts?
It's not something that we have a direct plan for on live. Obviously on Prime, people get force mentored. At some point, yes, we would love to look at how to better incentivize that. They're already set up so that most of the rewards only reward for people who are mentored appropriately, but there are obviously always going to be people who like to be a little bit more obnoxious about taking their level 70 to clear content. That said, the rewards are not based on the Colossi, so if people are worried about participating in the events for the rewards, focusing on the rifts and invasions and footholds is actually far more achievable, and will get you the rewards. Will get you more rewards. The people who come in just for the bosses don't get anything more, and typically get quite a bit less.
I'm headed to Ember Isle.
Awesome. Okay.
Hellbugs await.
All right. Next question. Yokayami asks, will we see a possible bump in how often the relevant ZEs pop? Zone events pop.
For what?
I believe for like this, because like we just experienced,
Yes.
the Hellbugs weren't. Oh gosh. That was interesting.
I have set it so that they should spawn the most.
The most.
The most.
Okay. Got it. All right.
1,000%.
Is that legit or?
Well, 1,000. Wait. What is that?
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
So the most.
The most.
It has the most. I said Hellbugs. The most.
Gotcha. All right. The next one is from Holy Roller 12. He asks, will Utila resistance boxes ever become bind on BOA?
Probably.
Probably.
It's one
Okay.
of those minor little things that yes, I would totally love to do, and it's actually takes almost no time. It just is one of those things that it's a small little thing that gets overlooked pretty easily. So if you remind me via the private message on the forums, I can probably slip it in pretty quickly.
Okay. All right. We'll make a note of that. Actually, real quick.
Or Yaviey will follow up and nag me about it and make sure I get it done.
Yep.
That works too.
All right. Simpa1988 asks, will Vostogar Peaks see new zone events?
There's none currently on the schedule.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Pints asks, how are our fragment changes coming along?
They are being worked on. The plan is still unchanged. I wanted to get it up on PTS sooner than now, but a couple of other fires came up. But it is still one of my top priorities at this point. So they are definitely coming.
Cool.
And by the next major milestone patch.
Okay. Awesome. Keeper also asks, any time frame for T2 crystals on Prime? Do we have an update we're allowed to share on that yet?
No, it's also one of those things I need to hurry up and get.
Hellbugs!
So, if you put a follow-up on that, you can tell me about that too.
All All right.
You have piqued my curiosity. Go on now.
All right. Refuge. Oh. All right. Refuge asks, is it possible to change the player requirements for the PvP Battleground Bronze Tomb to be lowered to around 5 to 10 like others?
That I'm not sure of. Probably not easily.
Okay.
That
So
one has
we
a
can
lot
look
of
into that.
special ability work in it, which requires then a lot more work to bring it down to lower levels.
Oh
Okay.
yes, that one will be difficult to reduce the amount of players needed.
Okay. Yeah, and for Cloud asking, is it possible to get more details on those fragment changes? We'll obviously share as much as we can when we have that info. So we'll try to do like a nice blog post to sort of break it down for everybody, before the changes actually go out. All right, and then last question I have, Refuge also asks, is there any ETA on a cross-server auction house? And the reason this was brought up was because a couple live streams ago, it was asked and it was discussed that this was a possibility. But I don't know if we ever nailed down a timeline on it.
As far as I'm aware, there's no timeline yet. That's an engineering issue more than anything.
All right, cool. So I will
I know it was one of
Rough
those things that we worked
Raptors,
on.
which happy birthday, by the way, and see what I can find out about that. All right, so that wraps up player questions, but I will take a few from Twitch just to see if we have any going on. Anything about ArcAge? I'm sorry, this is the Rift team, so we don't really have visibility into that, but there is an ArcAge stream, although I think it's being hosted later this week. But try the forums and or social media if you've got questions on that kind of stuff. Wanna Blaze asks, is there going to be more balance to souls? I think we're doing that ongoing. Actually, Rick, I don't remember what his...
I don't remember what his...
No, let us not just tell people their real names.
I don't know what his server handle is yet, but if you go to the forums, there's been some discussion of ongoing class balance, and yes.
Yeah, and he just...
There's work being
ongoing.
done.
Yeah, and he just put some stuff on PTS, so as you have more feedback, that's definitely getting disseminated to the team. But it does take a while to implement and have them poke at it and figure it out. But there were some new changes that just came up. So definitely take a look there.
And to follow up also related to class balance, I know some people have been asking about some of the bosses on live for Bastion of Steel being too difficult now. I do have somebody looking at that now to bring the balance back into line with where the current ability levels are.
Okay, awesome. Sorry? Yeah, we'll do a giveaway. Yeah, let me answer one more question, because I have this on top of mind right now. Englis Spod, oh wow, can't pronounce anything today, asked, is the Eternal Bundle coming back into the store?
Yes.
It definitely will be. There's just been a few technical hiccups that we've had going on. We'll get that back soon, TM.
As soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something we want to get in, just...
That one's my fault. I've done a couple of typos.
But we will get it. So right now we're going to switch over to giveaways. So we have a few awesome items to give away this week. First up, we're going to go with 4 30-day patron passes, though. So the Eternal Bundle, by the way, is not a pay-to-win thing. It's the cosmetic, variation of it, so you can look really cool, but to get all the stats and stuff, you still have to.
Hellbugs.
Hellbugs, I guess. All right, so first winner for 30-day patron pass. Dun dun dun. Wupke has won the giveaway. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. And Califuber
Alice.
I butchered that name. I'm really sorry.
Slipmat has won.
Oh wow, Slipmat, awesome. Congrats. And then we've got one more, and that was BMW Gunman 88. You each won a 30-day patron pass. And in case you didn't know already, that also gets you into Rift Prime, so you can totally check that out with the patron pass. And let's see, the next 2 items that we've got are 2 Blood Raptor power packs. Let's see.
Rough Raptor power packs.
No, Blood Raptor.
Did he fall down again?
Yeah, he does that a lot, especially if there are dogs involved or spicy noodles. Also, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Blood Raptor.
It's one of my favorite mounts, the Blood Raptor.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. Let's see, Dreamglades and Subuster have each one a Blood Raptor power pack. And last but not least, we have 2 Burning Apocalypse snail mounts.
Just the thing to fight Hellbugs on.
Slipmat, in case you're wondering, you want a 30-day patron pass. All right, so let's see who won. Choco Prince Man. That sounds kind of cool. It's like chocolate.
I think it's a prince who rides a bird.
Oh, like a chocobo? Okay. And then Etman57, congrats. You each won a Burning Apocalypse snail mount, which, if I have to say, it's probably one of my favorite mounts. I'm not really partial to snails normally, but that one gets a pass.
But snails on fire.
A snail's on fire, yeah. It's very metal. All right, let's see. How do I take his pass if Matt not here? Well, we'll message people after the live stream to send out prizes, so definitely be sure to check that out. Sorry, no silver tier today. I don't want to kill our people that that give out that, because it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. But we will look at that for a possible upcoming live stream, so be on the lookout for that.
Hellbug.
Also, don't forget to participate in the Hellbug Call to Action event, because it's pretty cool. And also, he gets really excited about it, so we definitely like to see him go all out for it. So anyways, if you have questions and stuff, definitely be sure to ping us on the forums. And if not, we'll see you guys next week so we can show off the cool dimensions for the Summerfest Dimension Contest.
And remember, mead!
All right, take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.